Yeah, Karen's voice is one of those voices that comes along once in a generation. She has one of those voices like a Frank Sinatra or an Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole, that 3 seconds of it on the radio, you know exactly who it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Carpenter.
Well, beyond her remarkable talent, indeed the purest of voices, I think, out there still, why has the fascination with Karen Carpenter endured?
I think that people wanted to know more of the story. It was one of those things that here's this lady that died at the age of 32 after having had this amazing short musical career, but nobody really knew the answers. She was the first person to put a face to eating disorders and the dangers of anorexia.
But were there other issues that led to her decline?
It's one of those things that can be traced back all the way to childhood. This was a family that was very focused on seeing that the son became a musical superstar. He was considered to be a childhood prodigy on the piano, and Karen just wanted to play baseball, and she began playing the drums around the age of 15, and the voice emerged within a year or so after that. What's a shame is that within the family, and especially by the mother, those talents that Karen was starting to display were really only valued for what they could add to her brother's career. She could drum along with him and be in his jazz trio, or she could sing the songs that he was writing. And that mentality carried on well into, the Carpenters' career when she was known as the voice and the face of the Carpenters.
I remember wondering at the time about her relationships, because that just never was part of the story. Today, that's all we hear about is the stars' relationships. But she did have guys in her life, didn't she?
Occasionally. It was the people in the business that she was working with, because they worked so much and they traveled so much. They were doing, 250 shows a year for about 4 years in a row there during the Carpenters' heyday.
Even Steve Martin, I understand, she dated for a while.
That was kind of a thing. I think they were managed by the same group at one time, and they would be seen in public and never anything real serious.
And her marriage ended unhappily too, didn't it?
Yeah, it was one of those things that was really over before it began. She found out some things about him at the last minute, was ready to call off the wedding. Mom said, no, you will walk down that aisle. We've got too much invested here. We have people coming from all over, and we'll worry about this later. I think maybe she was a little too picky at times, and didn't really look at some of the people that were right there with her, and people who really loved and adored her.
And forever it will be the little girl Blue.
Unfortunately, but we have that wonderful musical legacy, and that's the bright part of the story.